Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee. And yes, we are going to make bread today, but I have my grandbabies here and I am putting my freezer and my pantry to work, let me tell you. I am going to make them, that's what I do. When my burger is frozen and I'm in a big rush, I just put it in a little pan with some water in it. Okay, oh my goodness, we got eggs. Lots of them, set them right up there. Anyway, I'm going to make them a hamburger potato casserole with a little cheese and some of my homemade. Now, you know, I could cheat and I could run downstairs and get my canned cream and mushroom soup, but I might as well do it homemade. It's fine. And we're just going to make it in a cast iron pan in the oven. So, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to get all my stuff to put this together and show you how I do this. And you can see my burner. I've got to get a little butter out. And I've got my chicken broth from the other day. That's still good. I'm going to put a little bit of minced garlic in this, even though I don't need onions because my burger is already cooked and it has onions and no, it doesn't have garlic. It's just got onions. All right. My aprons are in the laundry again. Oh, I just blow through them. I only got 2. I need to buy some more. I love those ones with the cross back. Many of you have asked me about those, and I absolutely love them. All right, we're going to need 6. We're going to need 6 tablespoons of butter. Okay. We're going to get that put in here. All right, this will come together fairly quick. I guess I could probably move you aside so you could see more of what I'm doing. Okay, that's perfect. We're just going to let this melt down. And we're going to use 6 tablespoons of flour, which would be like 1/4 and 1/8 of a cup. So we'll get that ready. And I'm just going to put my garlic right in here instead of my powdered garlic. I'm just going to throw a little bit of minced garlic in here. And then today, friends, we're going to do a beautiful seeded rye bread. I'm going to show you. It's very easy to make. All right. We're going to get this in here so it starts cooking down. We want about half. There we go. Beautiful. Put that up over there. And we're just going to I'm going to turn this down a little bit more. We're going to let that flour cook on out of there. All right, that's a good temp right there. All right, you can see in there, that's coming along pretty good. Just in case you've never seen me make the homemade cream soups before. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add 1 cup of chicken broth. And because I'm making a casserole, I'm going to do 1 cup of the heavy cream. Now you can use milk. I'm going to use heavy cream. Okay? And just start mixing it because that will thicken beautifully as it starts to boil. Now with that, oh my goodness, if I can get that open, I'm going to put a good teaspoon of garlic in there. It'd be like a garlic clove. I'm going to put some salt in here. I love making my own because you can control what goes in it. And pepper. Of course, you know my family loves pepper. So there we go. And then our burger is thawing down. We can turn that down a little bit as well on low. And this will get nice and thick and beautiful. Now with that, I'm going to take my tray out of the oven. I'm going to set my oven at 400. Okay. Now this is good. This is set to go. Alright, so I'm just going to put that on the back of the stove. And I'm going to shut this burner off. I'll bring this one over here to make sure we got all this broke up. It works good when you're in a hurry. Ha! Okay, that's got a little more to go. That's still a little froze. So I'm going to turn that up just a hair. And when this is all ready to be put together, we'll get it put together and we'll get it in the oven. All right, here we go. We are ready to go. There's one thing I want to add to this sauce before we start to put this together. This is so easy. There's a little bit of parsley in here. And that's it. Stella's hiding. What are you hiding from? You can say hi. Okay, we're going to get that mixed up in there. I'm also going to put, actually I'm going to spray a little bit of my oil on this pan. Just a little bit. All right. Now we're going to dump a little bit down in here and get that spread around. Okay, now I did the red skin potatoes and I'm just going to lay some of these down on here. I got lots of them. Okay. I'm telling you, every time I start a video, my phone rings. All right, so we got that. Now we're going to take, I'm going to use this right here because this is perfect. Because there is a little juice in my burger because I put a little water in it to steam it. So we're going to just layer some burger in here. Okay, beautiful. Look at there. Okay. We're going to do some cheese, and then we're going to layer it all again. And it's going to do fine. Okay. Now we're going to start all over again with the sauce. I forgot some of the sauce. We'll just lay these potatoes all out on here. I'll move this so you can see what I'm doing. They're nice and big so I can layer them nice. All right, now we'll do a little more burger. A little more cheese on here. Now, this is where you could use the freeze-dried cheese too, friends. The moisture from this casserole would hydrate that freeze-dried cheese, and it would be just like, you know, I'm using it out of this bag. But I don't want to do that because I would like to save it for, you know, when I'm out of cheese. All right. So on top of this goes all this sauce. What's left of it. And of course I gotta scrape my pan because I'm not wasting anything. Spread that around. And that'll cook beautiful together. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that in the oven. About 10 minutes or so before this is completely done, I will go ahead and put a little bit more cheese on the top of it. But I am going to put some pepper on top. Because that's wonderful. All right, so I'm going to put aluminum foil on this, and it's ready for the oven. And this is probably going to take a good hour to cook because of the potatoes in there. Okay, friends, look how beautiful this turned out. Yeah, I just literally pulled it out of the oven. So we are going to serve this up. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And it's crispy on the edges and on the bottom, and it's wonderful. I'm going to take some time now and feed my family some wonderful lunch. Well, okay, friends, I told you we were going to do some seeded rye bread today, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. This is pretty much beginner friendly for those of you who are a little intimidated by yeast bread. This really is pretty beginner friendly. So let's give this a go. I love seeded rye bread. Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you do not have to add any caraway seeds to this if you don't want to. I just do because I love caraway seeds. All right, so what this calls for is a half a cup of nice warm water. And I'm going to take my temperature of my water because it was hot because I took it off my teapot. It's fine. Mine's about 110, so that's perfect. All right, so to that, we are going to add, my teaspoons are over here, 4.5 teaspoons of yeast, which is 1 tablespoon and a teaspoon and a half. So there we go. We've got all our yeast. There's 3 teaspoons and a tablespoon, and you need 4.5. So we've got that. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of honey to this, because this is going to feed. If you don't have honey, you can go right ahead and use regular sugar if you so choose. I'm going to put 2 of them in there. You want to mix this because this is going to have to proof. That'll rinse my spoon off. All right, that's going to sit right there and start to proof, and you're going to see when that does. Okay, so now I need to get my salt out. We're going to use our honey more, so we don't want to mess with that. All right, so we're going to stick 1 3/4 cups of nice warm water into our mixer. You can, of course, do this by hand. I'm not. Because of my arthritis in my thumbs, it just doesn't work well. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of honey. More honey. We got what we got in the yeast mixture, and you can see it's lively already. Oh, this honey is wonderful. I get this from my Amish. This is local honey for us. All right. We're just going to mix that around because that water in there is warm, and it'll somewhat rinse out my teaspoon or my tablespoon. All right, set that aside. I'm going to put this away so that you really will have a lot of room to see what I'm doing. I'm just adding to our mixer right now. We're going to also add 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Right in there to that same mix. Scrape out that pan. You don't want to waste none of that butter. Okay? We're also going to do 2 tablespoons of caraway seeds. Right on in there. I love caraway seeds. They're within the family of fennel. They're wonderful. They got a nice, almost like a licoricey smell to them. They are wonderful. Okay. I'm going to reserve these too because I always put a little caraway seeds on the top of my bread too. Look at our yeast mixture bubbling right up beautifully. Okay, we're going to need 4.5 teaspoons of salt. So, move these apart and let me make sure. Yeah, 4.5 teaspoons of salt. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you know what? That's a half. We're good. Okay. All right, so in our mixer, actually in our yeast, look at that, beautiful. It's got 1/2 cup of warm water, 2 teaspoons of honey, and 4.5 teaspoons of yeast. In our mixing bowl, we've got 1 3/4 cups of warm water. We've got another 3 tablespoons of honey, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 tablespoons of caraway seeds, and 4.5 teaspoons of salt. We are going to mix that a little bit. Just give that a little bit of mix to get that salt mixed around. We're going to dump in our yeast mixture. Okay? Beautiful. Mix that up. Gorgeous. Okay. So now I'm going to put my dough hook on. Because now all we have to do is add our flour. And we're going to do 2.5 cups of rye flour. Okay? And I'm just going to shake it because it's pretty forgiving. And this, I'm using a dark rye flour. I love that stuff. There's 2. Make sure it's 1.5 cups there. All right, we're going to start mixing that. It's going to be a little loud. I'll do my best to talk over it. Okay, now to that, we won't need that. To this, we're going to add 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You could use bread flour if you want. I'm just using all-purpose flour. Okay? There's 1. 2. There we go. We're going to put that back down and mix that slow. Okay, now let me tell you, once this starts to mix, once it comes together and forms like a ball, it gets incorporated, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to knead it for about 5 to 8 minutes. It's not going to be sticky. It's going to be just like regular. It's not a sticky dough. So you're just going to let it knead for about 5 to 8 minutes. I usually let mine knead about 8 minutes total. Okay, friends, we are ready. I'm going to oil up my bowl so it don't stick. And I'll show you this in just a second. I need to get up my cover. All right, this is all set. I let it knead for 10 minutes. Or excuse me, 8 minutes. Look at how beautiful that is. Now I'm just going to shape it. I'm going to move this. Okay. Oh, this smells wonderful. I'm going to form this into a ball. You don't need to knead it anymore, just to form it. Beautiful. That's nice, springy dough. Oh, it smells wonderful. I'm going to turn it upside down. There we go. Now, we're just going to let this proof. It's going to take about an hour to an hour and a half because we're going to want this to double in size. And I'm just going to set it over here by my stove because my oven is on and it will keep it nice and warm. In fact, I could just set it right on the corner there. And I'll see you in about an hour and a half when that's all risen and ready to go. Okay, friends, this has doubled in size. It's been an hour and a half. It rose. Beautiful. Look at that gorgeous dough. Now we're just gonna deflate this. This is gonna make 2 beautiful loaves of bread. I'm just gonna give this just a little bit of a knead to flatten this out. Now you all know that rye bread is a dense bread, so it's a heavy bread. Just so you know that. We're just going to cut this right in half. Okay? Now, all I do with this is I flatten this out. and deflate the entire dough ball. You need to deflate that. Okay? And then I am just going to start rolling this, and I'm going to roll this really tight. I'm going to pinch these ends. Tuck these ends in. And that's all I do. That's going to go there. And we're going to do with this one. Okay. It's all deflated. Now I'm just going to start rolling this. Nice and tight. Pinch the ends. Tuck the end in there. Then pinch. You can tuck it underneath too if you want. Okay. And that's that. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to put, because this is going to rise about 30 to 45 minutes before it goes into the oven. So I'm going to rub this down with an egg white wash, not the egg yolk, just the egg white. I'm just going to sprinkle my caraway seeds on top. Okay? You don't have to do this. You don't have to use caraway seeds at all. But I like to use that. So now we got that. We're just going to cover these, because these are going to rise again for about a half hour to 45 minutes. We want them at least to the tops of the pans. Okay? So that's it. It's just going to sit right there and rise. And when we get ready to bake this, I'll bring you back and we'll get it in the oven. Okay, friends, there it is. It's risen to the top of the pans. And I think I misspoke earlier. You need to set your oven to 450. And right away, as soon as you put these pans in there, which they're going to do right now, you're going to reduce the heat to 400. And these are going to bake for 45 minutes. So when these are done, I'll bring you back and we will show you how beautiful they turn out. Well, okay, friends, here is our beautiful dark rye bread. And it is gorgeous. So we're going to I'm going to cut the heel off first. Look at how gorgeous that is. With that nice dark crust. Oh, it just smells heavenly. I'll show this to you. Look at this crumb. It is beautiful and dark. On the outside, just gorgeous. You want to try a piece, John?
Yes, please.
It's still warm.
Howdy, friends.
There you go. Try that.
Thank you.
Mmm. Oh, Tracy would love to have this. What's the matter? You don't like rye?
It's delicious.
What are you doing? Oh, this is good, isn't it? That'd be good toasted too. I love them. I don't think you like the seeded, but I think this is wonderful. You need to give this a try, friends. Beautiful bread. So.
Yeah, hold your piece of bread. Hold your piece of bread.
Okay. A homemade piece of bread?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This has been a wonderful time, friends. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate yous. So, let's chuckle and have fun.
A little bit of humor. You all have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next video. And thanks for watching.